Of course. My name is Emma Morrison. I am from Northern Ontario in Canada. So I grew up in a very small town of only 1,500 people. And my Beauty with a Purpose project is called Ribbons, and it's aimed to uplift and empower Indigenous women and girls in my country through cultural empowerment, personal motivation, and financial support. Because Indigenous women, we face a lot of challenges in our country, but it's my role and my responsibility as Miss World Canada and as a fellow Indigenous woman to advocate for our voices.
Tell us, when did your dream start, and especially that this particular purpose that you have chosen is because as an Indigenous woman, you felt that, your voice isn't being heard?
Of course. My entire life. I can't pinpoint an exact moment, but in Canada, we, as Indigenous peoples, I knew the statistics growing up. And it really shaped the way that I see in the world and my place in it. But my mother, she transformed that place of sorrow into empowerment. And this is when I developed my Beauty with a Purpose project. So it started when I was a little girl because of the residential school systems and the missing and murdered Indigenous women's epidemic in Canada. So with all of these crises in Canada, that's when I knew that I wanted to transform my Beauty with a Purpose project into something empowering, but something that connects to my heart and also Indigenous peoples across Canada.
So tell us a little bit more of your background and, after Miss World, how would you, pursue that purpose?
Of course. So throughout my reign as Miss World Canada, I have visited various classrooms across my nation. I have gone to over 30 schools and spoken to over 10,000 students. And through this, I developed a passion for being around children. So after Miss World, I really hope to further my education, go to post-secondary university, and hopefully become a primary school teacher to continue uplifting Indigenous youth and educational institutions.
Is this your first time visiting India?
It is my first time visiting India. It's been so incredible. I'm very excited for my family to join me the last week of May, and they're going to love it. It'll be their first time in India too. It took 27 hours to get here, and I'm so excited to be calling Hyderabad my home for an entire month.
So, your dream, to get into the pageant and, to go ahead with your purpose. From an Indigenous background, how was the support from your community and your family and friends?
Well, it has been nothing short of amazing. In Canada, when one Indigenous person wins, we all win. So the support has been absolutely incredible. I hear their cheers so loud back in Canada. But actually, in my culture, Canada is also known as Turtle Island. That's its traditional name. So Turtle Island is shouting very loud and cheering for me all the way over here in India.
Tell us what you would like to say to back home, all the people who are supporting. I'm sure you made some supporters here as well.
Of course. Thank you to everyone internationally for supporting my journey. I have been crowned Miss World Canada for over 2.5 years now, and it feels so surreal that I'm finally here at the Miss World Festival in Hyderabad. So thank you to everyone who has supported me. Thank you to my family and friends back home, and thank you to the Canadians on Turtle Island to continue to showcase their support as I continue making history here at Miss World.
Thank you so much. Hi, just tell us your name.